everybody, so this is the Blackboard tour video for History 132, section I04. As you can see, we land on the announcements page. So, here's your announcement with all the things. The welcome video is not in there yet, just because I haven't recorded it at the time of making this video, but it will be in there when it goes out to you in just a couple of days. So, make sure, I hope, you've read everything in this welcome announcement. It goes over everything you've gotta look through. The first thing that's due, which is our video icebreaker, all that good stuff, you know, where things are, how to get started, a note about first day, very, very important, so make sure you read that. So just make sure you go over everything in that first announcement, and of course, after you've looked at all the appropriate materials, if you have any questions, please let me know. This video is just going to take you through the Blackboard shell, our site, if you will, and where to find everything and all that good stuff. So, let's start with course information. Alright, so these are the things that you're going to have to mark reviewed. In fact, what I should probably do is show you what that looks like. So there are little bubbles, okay? So once you go in here and you read the reading breakdown, I'll show you that in a second. And once you go in here and you do the syllabus, there's the Blackboard tour. The video is going to be in here after I'm done making it. So after you've reviewed the syllabus, review everything in this folder, right? Because it's the folder. You need to mark this review, the specific syllabus video. And then you also need to mark the whole folder reviewed, which includes this video and the general policies. Once you go over the reading schedule, which I'll open that in just a second, you have to mark that reviewed as well. So, if you go in here and you click on the reading breakdown, it'll pull it up. This is our entire schedule for the whole semester. So, everything you need is in here. It goes week by week. If there's something due, it is listed, and it shows up in the corresponding week in our folders on Blackboard. I'll show you that in just a minute. So, but as you can see, this schedule covers the entire semester. So the whole thing's ready to go. It's planned out. You won't be, you know, wondering what the heck you're supposed to do in week 6 on week 5. Everything is already there and ready to go. So, when you go into weekly lessons, oh, I forgot to hide that. I'll do that before you guys get into it. So, you'll see that if you have not marked those things reviewed, all you'll be able to see is this Getting Started tab and your books. You won't be able to see anything else. I'm going to hide this too. That is because you have to mark those things reviewed, the things in the welcome announcement, right? So the syllabus video, the syllabus and general policies folder, the course schedule folder, you have to mark all of those reviewed in order to see all of the course content. So you won't be able to see week 1's folder, week 2's folder, anything that's coming up. You won't be able to see what's in there. You won't be able to click the links to do the assignments. So that is hidden until you have gone over the syllabus, gone over the policies, and gone over the Blackboard tour and the course schedule. Once you have done all those orientation materials and marked the things reviewed that are mentioned on that welcome announcement, then you will see the entire first 6 weeks of the class. And then on week 3, everything's open. So by the end of week 3, I think it's January 22nd, all 16 weeks of the class will be open to you. So let's click in the Getting Started tab in weekly lessons. There's an enrollment verification quiz that you need to take. It's due on January 19th. And here's some information about the books. So first day access. That means you've already paid for your books. The cost of the tuition and fees has the books included. So if you've paid tuition for the class, you are all set to go. You are ready. You are good. All you need to do is, you saw back out in that weekly lessons folder, the book links. All you have to do is click in one of those book links, create an account, bam, you're in the class. You can access the books. You can access the assignments that go with it. You are all set. So this is just some information about that. And in the syllabus video, you saw me going over that as well. I mistakenly mentioned that once you click on the links, you get charged. That is incorrect. I also fixed that in the welcome announcement. You have already, if you've paid tuition, you have already paid for the books with that first day access. Here's an FAQ sheet if you have more questions about first day, and then if you have more questions after going over that, please let me know. Primary document checklist, things to think about when reading primary sources. definitely take a look at that if you're not used to primary sources. As we mentioned in the syllabus tour video, primary sources are things that were written by people who lived during that time. And is this plagiarism handout? This is definitely super duper helpful if you're unfamiliar with writing and turning in papers and citing sources and all of that. Definitely take a look at this. It's got some examples. If you have any questions about what is or is not plagiarism, please contact me. Writing tips. This is such a good handout. It's really, really important. It even shows you how I want the works cited and in-text citations for your paper formatted. That's in the notation section. It's got things about writing concisely. It's got, historical writing tips. You should look at it. A lot of students who get points off on papers totally ignored this handout, and it's got all this important information like how to write historically. And so I definitely highly recommend that you look at this. A How to Cite Your Sources video. This is going to be for what we call the Engage activities on Pretzel. I'll show you Pretzel in a minute. So if you're doing an Engage activity, some weeks we have them, the first one's in week 1, you will want to watch this video. It shows you how to do the in-text citations for those like longer posts, and for the micro chats and things like that. You'll need to cite your sources. So this is going to be important for how to do those quick parenthetical citations. Also, if you look at the notation section and just the shorthand citation, in-text citation for everything in this handout, you'll have the information you need from that as well. So that is the Getting Started tab. So if you click on the book, I have to sign in. I have to remember my password. That is what it was. So if I go to your class, there's the book. So you saw that window where I had to sign in. That's where you'll be prompted to create an account. And then, bam, you get connected to the textbook. And it's super duper great. You can read it. Yay! Voices of Freedom is our document reader. That's all our primary documents. You'll need to make sure you can access that as well. And so I'm going to turn off the student preview because I need to be able to show you what the actual weeks look like. And I could kind of go into week 6, but I'd rather just go into week 1 and show you what's going on in there. Okay, so back to weekly lessons. So as you can see, it's all set up. It's just you don't have access to it until you've marked those things reviewed. So let's go to week 1. So this is just a note. All the lecture outlines and notes are shared through OneDrive. It takes up less space on Blackboard. So if you want to click on a lecture outline, please make sure, so this is really important, please make sure that you download your own copy. Right here you can see. Make sure you download your own copy before you make any changes, otherwise your edits and notes will show up for the rest of the class when they click on it as well. So this is optional. This is for your note-taking purposes only. That is also mentioned in the syllabus. You do not have to do anything with this if you don't want to. I will tell you that our study guides for our exams are a list of key terms that come from these very outlines. So you may want to think about filling in the who, what, when, where, and so what. Like, why does it matter? Why is it significant? Usually it's like it might be the first time something happened. It might have made a huge impact. It might be, the most successful something. Like, so those kinds of like, why does this matter? Why are we talking about this? What makes this significant? That's the so what. So it might make sense to, at least copy and paste these into your own document and kind of jot some things down about them. So the lecture notes, same kind of deal. This is the script that I lecture from. You'll recognize it immediately once you start watching the lecture videos. And again, you need to download your own copy. Looks like from this one you would go to File and download a copy. So there's that. And then usually, so I've tried to have it streamlined so that everything's formatted the same way. Underneath the outline and the notes is a folder with the videos. So these videos are for each week. These are lecture videos. They go with that script and that outline. It's me talking about stuff. So be sure to watch those each week. And then if there's a reading, in addition to what's assigned in the books, it's here. So for example, you have to read 3 amendments in the U.S. Constitution for week 1. Then if you have an activity, it's in here. So this is you're going to do primary sources and secondary sources, and it's due Friday night of week 1, which is January 7th through 10th, so that's right now. So when you click on that, you'll go into each one of these and do them. And then there's an engage that's due Sunday. Okay. So you'll want to do that. Now all of these the engage, the micro chats, the things that are listed on the reading breakdown. I can go back to that. So you can see week 1, it's got the Give Me Liberty pages, the documents and Voices of Freedom, the link to the amendments you saw, it says BB, so that means it's readings on Blackboard. And then it matches everything on Blackboard, right? So anytime you have an assignment on Pretzel, this is what that's going to look like. So you're going to click on the link, and it's going to launch it. You're going to give it a second, because first it's going to make it seem like you might have to log in, but you don't. Just wait a second, and see it automatically goes to that week. So you should have a username. It might be your email address that you can go ahead and do. So this is the assignment for week 1. This is due that Sunday. And you have to react, which is comments, for 2 people, and make sure that you do that. You can upvote too, so if someone really had a good assessment of something and you're like, man, that's good, you can upvote it. If you want to include a poll, you could be like, hey, what do you guys think? Was it more, this or this? Or what was your favorite document? And classmates can vote. That might also get you some upvotes if you do something like that. You can add emojis. So this is just a fun and different way. Now, if you want to just type something out, that's totally fine too. I also added some hashtags, which is really cool, because once you start responding, if you use any of these hashtags, it's going to kind of give you a different way to look at it, where you can look at who used just the hashtag Reconstruction, who used just the hashtag Free Vision, who used all of the hashtags, and then it kind of shows you the post in a different way. It's almost like a big social media feed. So that's how the pretzels work. They're all like that. You click on it. I'm just going to do it one more time. It says it's launching. It brings you to the home screen where it looks like you have to do something. Don't do anything. Just give it a second. And then boom, there's the assignment right there. Okay? So that's how all those pretzels are going to work. Okay, so that is week 1. And so you have stuff due right after, tomorrow, right? If you're looking at this on Thursday, January 7th, you have something due January 8th, right? And then you have an assignment due on the 10th. So you'll need to be able to read by Sunday. These, you don't necessarily have to read anything beforehand. These are just kind of showing you how to analyze these 2 types of sources. So you can always do this first. And there's a getting started, there's a video icebreaker that is actually missing from this folder because I just made it about 5 minutes ago, or 15 minutes ago, because this video's been going for a little while. So it'll be in here. That is due on, oh goodness, when is that due? Let's consult our trusty reading breakdown. Look at that. The video icebreaker is due Sunday, January 10th. And the Engage assignment is also due on Sunday. So, the video icebreakers are very simple, just introduce yourself kind of deal. So it's not like you don't have to, know a bunch of stuff. You could always do that first. Then you could do the analyzing stuff. Then you could start reading and kind of dive into things so that you can do the Engage assignment by Sunday. But that's what I mean when I say you got to look at the syllabus. You got to look at everything and mark it reviewed. That you have to mark reviewed because you've got things due that you need to be able to access, right? And otherwise you're going to get zeros, and that's not cool at all. So you definitely want to make sure you do what you need to do to access all these folders. So, yeah, so you have in 4 there's a video response, so it's a video discussion board. Week 3, I'll show you this one real quick. So I tried to switch it up a little bit, so it's not just let's write a big thing every time. So this is called a gallery. So we're going to be talking about poverty and industrialization and all that kind of stuff. And there's a very famous book written in 1890 called How the Other Half Lives. And these are some pictures. Jacob Rees, who wrote it, was a photojournalist. You're going to learn more about this in a couple of weeks. And so I just included some pictures. And what you can do is you can actually click on a spot. You can move the marker around, and you can click on it, and then you can write about it. So these are just some questions you'll need to consider when you write about it, and you've got some hashtags. You can create your own hashtags. So this is a way to talk about the past through images of the past. This is just a different way to do our participation. So just wanted you to be aware of that. So there are a few different things. There are some debates, small group activities. There are more engages like that week one where you write some stuff. There's a micro chat, which is kind of like Twitter. So I'll make sure you guys know exactly what you're supposed to be doing for each of those. So everything's in here. Just, to reiterate again, it's all here. So once you mark that stuff reviewed, you will be able to see all through to week 6, and then you can see everything else becomes available after the end of week 3. So by the end of week 3, you can see the entire semester. Okay, so I've also, in the e-text and course resources, included again that note about first day and that sheet about first day access and links to the books. So you have just 2 places where you can get it. There's no right or wrong answer in terms of which link do I click. They all work and they all do the same thing. It's just I like to have things in multiple places so that you can make sure you find everything that you need. So that's that. There is some information on campus safety on this tab that you want to check out if you are going to be on campus. This tab right here has JOLT support, so the Blackboard 24/7, that's really helpful. The let's see, student academic and technical resources. This has the tutoring links and everything, and instructions on how to do that. Now, if you are struggling with something in the class, I ask that you contact me first, since I am the instructor and I know what I'm asking. But if you need additional help outside of me, that's totally fine. Just come to me first, and maybe we can think about what to focus on and all that good stuff. So that, my friends, is your Blackboard shelf. And if anyone has any questions, please let me know. Remember to mark the syllabus and general policies folder where you found this video as reviewed when you are done reviewing everything in there.